This video is about self-critique, a topic so simple, but something I think we don't do enough of. It's about looking at your images, maybe as a whole in your entire library, or maybe just when it comes to a specific shoot. Just asking yourself some very simple questions to really understand what you can learn from the session. 2 months ago, my friend Thomas Heaton joined me in Ecuador for 4 days of adventures. On our last day together in Quito, we spent 2 hours in the historical city center, downtown Quito, just doing street photography. And I must first say though, I'm not a street photographer. I do enjoy doing a little bit of holiday photography, a bit of street here and there, but it's definitely not something that I'm specialized in, and I do it just for fun. And I also don't teach street photography because I personally don't think that I'm good enough. I shot 137 images according to Lightroom. I haven't deleted anything. And we're going to look at some of the best and some of the worst, and just quickly skim through it all and ask ourselves some questions. The first we need to ask is the image technically good enough? Is it sharp? Is it, well exposed? And thirdly, the depth of field. The things that you want in focus, are they actually in focus? And then the second step of critiquing your images should be super simple. Does the image achieve what you set out to achieve? Does it tell perhaps the story that you wanted it to tell? So I've already done a rating, and we're going to first have a look at the images that I did like. So that's images with 3 stars and higher. And we got 12 photos to look at. Let's see this image in raw file before we do anything. So you can see here raw file, a bit wonky, a bit underexposed, and I did that obviously because I didn't want to blow the highlights in the sky. And you can see I've shot quite low, so I didn't want her to see I was shooting it, so I just shot from the hip, just hoping that the image would be in focus. Not perfectly in focus, but not out of focus enough to be a problem either. Back to the full screen. We have a local lady selling something. She got some pots and some buckets in front of her. She's looking at a frame. Immediately I wonder what she looked at, and immediately I kind of wish that I had composed this image in such a way that I had more of what is not currently in the image, the stuff on the left, basically placing her on the right hand side and seeing what she was looking at. That might not have been possible. I probably just shot this, lined it up, and I used obviously the door to frame that with a little balcony on top. But looking at this, obviously the balcony and the door, yeah, it gives a sense of reference of where you are, that it's a colonial city center type thing. But for me, immediately I wish I would have placed her on the right. As I said, it's not perfectly sharp, but you see I've added some grain in post, and with that grain, no problems with the sharpness. It's sharp enough to use. And you can see I've cropped it into a 4:5. I do that with all of my vertical images. It's become black and white. I do shoot a lot of black and white, and I really enjoy it. I think it serves this subject matter really well. But my take home or my lesson from this one is obviously focus more on the subject matter and not the scene in general, just to get and make sure that you have what you need. Second image. This is an image that I really like. We have a man sitting on his little vending roller thingy. So he's selling coconut juice and some other stuff. People in the background, quite a busy scene, got a car passing by. Obviously his shirt matches the colors very nicely. The building in the back, I like that. You can see I've warmed this image up quite a lot. Some people sitting here, they're not important for the frame. I wish they were not there, but they're not a problem being there. Let's have a look at this raw file. Again, shot from the hip, very different altogether. I do think it works much better in the edit, and I think it's a shot that works perfectly well. I wouldn't have done anything different here. I like the fact that the car is in the background. Maybe if I shot it again, I would have taken a step to the right, angled a bit camera to the left, so I wouldn't have these people here on the right hand side. Otherwise, I think that image works really well. Typical Quito scene. Well, he's stitching what I think to be curtains. Old Singer machine, it looks like. Is doing his job, wearing his Tommy Hilfiger, and this bright yellow taxi in the foreground. Supervisor or something just hanging out in the background, and maybe these are the clients sitting here. That tells the story really well. Things I could have done differently. It's sharp enough, yes. It's not perfectly sharp, but it doesn't have to be always. The car, however, is perfectly sharp. So you can see here, the camera focused on the car, not on the people. It's a quick shot. I could have gone closer. If this was my main scene, I should have gone over to do that better. But I liked a lot the fact that you had so much of the atmosphere of the place around. I didn't mind the taxi. So I don't think I would have done this image any different, and I quite like it. Technically, not perfect. Compositionally, not perfect. Got a lot of empty space here. I wouldn't call this negative space because I don't think it adds to the image. Quite a lot of empty space. Possibly we could, see I straighten it a bit. Yeah, actually I like that crop better. I submitted all these images to Thomas because he's using these images in his video and I have no idea how he's going to present them, but that to me is already a better crop and a better image. A man selling fabrics by the looks of it. Yeah, he's selling some pants, some sweaters, blouses. This must be a woman's blouse, I guess. Lots of negative space on his right-hand side. I would crop that in as a 4x5. Yeah, that would be much better. I want to have his shoes in frame or shoes out. Get rid of his feet, crop it a bit differently. I think this doesn't do much, but it doesn't subtract either. Again, you can see what I've done. He's looking out of the frame. What is he looking at? I missed it, but I still like this shot and it's one of the one I picked. It's sharp enough. I love the expression. I love the look of this man. Here is an image where I don't mind that he's looking out of frame. You can see it's technically fine, it's sharp, it's well exposed, it's all that stuff. See the raw file, not that different, I've cropped in a bit. Shooting with a 28mm lens means that you can do that, which is really nice. I love his suede boots, his distressed pants and his leatherish jacket, working in some kind of electronics store by the looks of it. It's a cool dude, right? It's a cool dude hanging outside his shop. Technically the image is fine, compositionally it's fine. Again, I placed him looking out of the frame instead of looking in, and this is third image with the same problem. This is something when I do street I have to think a lot about, I think. Really quite nice. Not perfectly sharp, but sharp enough. They're selling some kind of citrus fruit and carrot, the daughter sleeping or resting in the mother's lap. Why are they not centralized? Because obviously I didn't. Oh, that's a big crop. Let's crop a little bit more and see what that does to us. To me that is already an improvement, but let's do this. Well, there we go. Now she's looking and we can see that we give her some space to look, some space for the daughter to exist. That's a much better crop. So already now by editing these images once 2 months ago, sending off all those files to Thomas, and now coming back to these images and coming back to some of my favorites, all of a sudden I'm cropping them better. I'm really nailing it, and it just means I've had some distance to the image and it's easy for me to see what I did wrong, especially in the edit process, and that's something that I can correct today, right? My next image, oh, this one I like a lot. There's a lot of contact here with this kid sitting there in his sandals eating a bag of crisps, a lady walking past, and a car with some kind of pipe sticking out. You can see how many times this car has been fixed over the years. There's a lot of character in this image, and compositionally, dare I say it, I think it's perfect. I would not have done anything different if I had the chance to shoot it again. The boy is not centralized, the port is, but when you have the boy and the second subject walking past, I think it's fine that the boy is not centralized or off on a third or whatever you might want to do. The lady, not important. The one thing I could have done to make this image stronger, I think I would have waited for the lady to walk out of frame. I would have taken a step here to the left, so I would have gotten this car more on the right and the boy more here on the left. That would have made this image stronger. Other than that, I'm happy with it. And remember, these are my keepers we're looking at now. Random taxi going past a beautiful building, bikes coming, lots of stuff happening. For me, this is just kind of like showing the colonial city center and the new nice cars coming through. Car, not particularly sharp. Background, again, not particularly sharp. I like it. Just a street scene, nothing special. Here I was trying to create a leading line into the lady. She's sitting there looking at me, perhaps, with her face mask on, and her husband cleaning chocolate, cleaning corn. I think actually he's filling this bag, so he's removing all the kernels of corn from the cob and putting them in a bag so it's easy to buy and sell. Yeah, what I've tried to do here with the line doesn't really work for me now. I would have rather, this is going to be too much of a crop, but that scene for me today speaks a lot more. I don't think there's any need for that leading line I was trying to use. I think they are strong enough as subject matter. You can literally see here and look at what they're doing, what their day is like. And I think that is much more of a powerful shot than my original crop. I'm going to keep that crop actually. Although since I did a horizontal crop, I probably want to put it back into a 2x3 crop, because I kind of like that when I do horizontal shots. And that's that shot. Much stronger, you know, coming back 2 months later, getting a different crop in, nice. Oh, this is a favorite. I just felt there was so much sadness in the eyes of this this young lady, young girl, or this woman sitting here selling her platanos. If you reset this, you can see it's a shot, has a lot of colors, a lot of stuff going on, and personally, that doesn't work for me. So black and white enhance her mood, I think works really well, and I wouldn't have done anything different if I had shot it again, I don't think. Actually, I had a conversation with this lady. I love the fact how she had a beautiful smile. She had these really wonky glasses that made me think about Elton John. She was standing next to her beautiful tree, and all the colors are just jiving in the image, and I really liked that. I even liked her shoes, you know. She has so much character. I shot a bunch of images of her, and I guess this was the favorite. She's just standing there smiling, looking at something. I'm really happy with this image. It's sharp, it has everything that it should do. And the final image I'm happy with is this one, a little place where you can buy horchata, which is a tea. I guess you can buy other things as well. What does it say? Okay, something about fruit stuff. And she has obviously a little weird look when she looks at me. It works. I wouldn't have done anything differently. She's kind of secret there. I like when you have to look to find an image. Now look at the images that are the worst ones. Here we're back, the dog again. Technically, is it sharp? Let's go to 100%. Well, no, his paws are sharp, the face is not. So technically it's failed. Compositionally, does it work? Yeah, the dog is there, the man is there and all that. But what does it achieve? Does it say anything about Quito? Well, it says there's a dog and a street vendor. It's just, for me, the image falls flat. I shot about 3 or 4 different dogs, and those 3 or 4 different dogs, I didn't like any of the dog pictures, so I've learned to ignore the dogs, or at least not try to make portraits of dogs, but focus on the humans behind them, because that's the essence of the street scene. The dogs are not, at least not in this context. So I should not have taken this image, as simple as that. Here, I can see what I've done. I love the color. I loved the building, how everything looked. Some graffiti, some trash. A woman selling basically an entire kitchen sink. But I should have paid more attention. I should have been more careful. I should have waited. She's obviously looking away. Maybe she's reading the graffiti or looking at something over there. I should have shot this a second before or a second later, when she was either looking straight ahead or looking perhaps even towards me, or looking into the frame. This, when she's looking away, does absolutely nothing to me, even though I absolutely love the building. Yeah, this is garbage. A telephone booth with blues and yellows and just dirty wall. I guess the only thing fun here is that firearms are prohibited. I should not have taken the shot. I guess it was just out of desperation. You know, if I'm on average shooting 1 shot per minute over 2 hours, you're gonna have a lot of duds like this that says absolutely nothing about anything. Technically imperfect, technically doesn't work. I like this shop with balls and toys, and I like the door. Here you can buy electronics. I like the building. And if he was sharp, the image would be far more interesting. But obviously, I just took up my camera and shot. I didn't think about my shutter speed or anything. I guess I didn't have time. And as a result, I have an absolutely useless image that could have been better. So that one fell on the technicalities. Here's an image where obviously I loved the distant mountains, the hills with all the houses and, you know, civilization, the chaos of it all. But there's some subjects here, right? But the image is empty. There's nothing here. Could I save it with a better crop? Okay, let's get that balcony as the top. Because there's a lot of wall as well. No, it doesn't work. I should have waited for these people to come up. I should have waited for something to happen. You know, as it was the original crop as well, where it was here. I guess I was playing with leading lines as well. Let's see, I can see now, but if you have leading lines, they're converging, but what are they converging at? There's nothing there. This is an image that simply does not work. Yeah, a man walking with his phone, his boots up a hill. What does this image tell you? Looking at it now, it tells me absolutely nothing. As a shot, it's just incredibly boring, and that's something that I need to be more conscious about. Only shoot the things that speak to me. I guess this was one of those kind of desperation, just get a shot in or whatever. Don't like it. We had a horse, for some reason, riding with a cowboy dude and a cowgirl riding through the town. There's just too much going on. There's a car coming, there's a lady walking, stuff in the background, she's curious. No idea what this stuff is. Let's zoom in. She's actually carrying, or he is carrying, it's actually a man, a coat rack, it seems like. But it doesn't matter, this is also a raw file. Let's open it up a bit. It doesn't say anything, you know. No one is communicating with me, he's on his phone. There's not a moment here. There's a horse, which is fun, but where's the moment? Where's the humanity? Where's the contact? Where's the connection? Where's the anything? This shot has nothing. And of course, this little roof on that side, it just does nothing to me. Cool street, love the cables in the air, love the different colors, love the street going up, everything, even the street light works. But why did I take a shot of a woman walking away when there was someone coming down? I should have waited 10-15 seconds, gotten a shot instead of this person entering the frame. It could have even been a person kind of lining up together with the person on the painted here. That would have been far more interesting. As it stands right now, dead, flat, and pointless. So what did I do right? Well, I got a lot of shots that I think are okay. You know, they're technically good enough. They are telling a story, they're conveying a message, they're showing off what it looks like to be in the Quito city center, in the colonial city center. That's really cool. I did that quite well. I got some shots of humans existing in that environment and just going about their day. And so I got a chance to show off how people live a little bit. It's just a glimpse in the life of the people living there. I did that all right. Technically, the majority of images are sharp and well exposed, so I did that really well, even of course I had help from a camera. These were all shot with the Ricoh GR3. What can I do better? Focus much more on the subject matters, Jonas. Do that, think about that. Think about why they are in the scene, what they're looking at, how they're interacting with their environment, and capture the interaction between the human and the environment. I really failed at that, and that's something that I have to do better. Yeah, it's one thing getting a shot of a human looking at something, but what are they looking at? You know, you kind of need to show that as well to make it really interesting. And as you can see, even in the images that I had flagged as my picks, I had failed at that quite a few times. And you know, doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Of course, it's a stressful thing. We had a guy filming us. It was Thomas and me, literally constantly going around, having a running banter, making fun of each other for 2 hours. With that came a pressure to deliver because we didn't have much time. 2 hours is not a lot of time. And with only 2 hours, we both wanted to get the best shots, which meant that personally I shot a lot of rubbish. So another lesson I can learn from that, don't shoot rubbish. But I guess that's also a reason why there is so much rubbish. All in all, we had a great day out. Thomas' video should be live right about now. I put a link to Thomas' video from this day, so you can head over and watch Thomas' channel and have a look at that. And let me know what you thought about my tiny little, very short self-critique right now. What do you think about it? Would you do something different? Do you ask yourself the same type of questions? Do you even do self-critique? If you do you find that you gain something from it? If you don't, perhaps you should start. Question, comments, all of the above and below in the comment field below. Pop below. A lot of that. I gotta go trekking. I'm starting the Tour de Mont Blanc tomorrow. Or is it today? I don't even remember what I said before, but I am starting tomorrow. The adventure is coming. Yeah. Thanks for watching this tiny video. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up. I will see you next time. Cheers, everyone. 27 minutes. I thought I would do this in 15. Jesus Christ, a lot of editing on coming up. So